Ladies and gentlemen, historians and scholars, casual viewers stumbling across this video at 3 a.m. because the algorithm has cursed you. Today, I'm gonna do something brave, something few have dared to do. I'm gonna explain in painstaking detail why the bronze 2002 Ford Taurus is the single greatest car ever produced in the history of mankind. Forget your Ferraris, forget your Teslas, forget even the horse and buggy. All kneel before the majesty of one sedan. And yes, I did specify bronze, because in this life, details matter. Picture the year 2002. Spider-Man is in the theaters. Eminem is topping the charts. Flip phones are the height of technology. And in that glorious cultural soup, Ford quietly unleashed the apex predator of the automobile world, the Taurus. Now, the Taurus wasn't new. It had been around since 1986, but by the late 90s, it already cemented itself as the beige wallpaper of American suburbia. But the 2002 model, specifically in bronze, reached enlightenment. It was no longer a car. It was a statement. The Taurus didn't scream for attention. It whispered. It said, I am here. I am dependable. And I probably came from a Hertz rental near you. Now that's power, and that's humility. That's a Ford Taurus. Let's talk about that color, bronze. That's not tacky. That's not silver. It's bronze. The third place medal. The underdog shade. A color that says, I didn't win, but I'm still on the podium. Bronze is timeless. It's the color of ancient statues, Olympic heroes, and church bells. It's the color of victory, and it doesn't need to brag. Now apply that philosophy to a mid-sized sedan. The bronze Ford Taurus didn't need to shine like a jewel. It glowed like a memory. It blended in parking lots so perfectly that you'd forget which one was yours, until you realized they were all yours, because everyone had one. Bronze wasn't just a paint option. It was a lifestyle choice, and it was the middle path, the Tao of Taurus. Let's talk numbers. The 2002 Ford Taurus came with a Duratec V6 that pumped out a whopping 155 horsepower. Some might laugh at that today in an era where minivans make 300, but those people don't understand grace, and they don't understand balance. The Taurus could accelerate from 0 to 60 in about 9 seconds. 9! That's not slow, that's considerate. That's the car saying, I don't want to spill your McDonald's orange high C in the cup holder. I'll get there when I get there. Fuel economy, a respectable 20 miles per gallon in the city, which, in 2002 made it basically a Prius. And the ride quality smooth. Softer than a grandma's hug. The suspension wasn't tuned for racetracks. It was tuned for comfort, for long drives to soccer practice, for hitting potholes at 45 miles an hour, saying, yeah, that's fine. The Ford Taurus wasn't fast. It was inevitable. Step inside, and you were greeted by cloth seats woven with the sweat and dreams of American factory workers. The cup holders, deep enough to hold a 64-ounce big gulp. The stereo, a dual threat masterpiece, cassette and CD, bridging the gap between your dad's Eagles mixtape and your burnt LimeWire discs. And the smell, every Taurus had that same faint aroma, a mix of like crayons and lost French fries. The faint whisper of Marlboro Light smoked in 2004. That smell wasn't a defect, and that was heritage. The Taurus wasn't just a car. It was America's background character. Police cruisers, rental fleets, college parking lots, everywhere you went, the Taurus was there. Did you know, in 2002, 73% of all middle school principals drove a Ford Taurus? Okay, that's made up, but it feels true, doesn't it? Because that's the kind of thing about Taurus, it feels true. The bronze Taurus specifically became a symbol of the middle-class transcendence. If you drove one, people knew you were responsible and mature, a person who paid their bills on time, And it snuck into pop culture, appearing in movies, TV cultures, even blurry crime scene footage on the news. Always there, always watching. And why 2002? Because it was the sweet spot. The design had matured, shedding the bubbly, bug-eyed look of the late 90s. It hadn't yet ruined by the angular corporate redesigns of the 2000s. 2002 was the Taurus of its prime. It was the Michael Jordan of commuter sedans, the Beethoven's Ninth Symphony of mid-sized vehicles, the peak of the bell curve in the bronze. That was the final brushstroke on the Mona Lisa. So let me be absolutely clear. The bronze 2002 Ford Taurus isn't just a car. It's the culmination of Western society. It's the proof that humanity had at least once got it right. When archaeologists dig up the ruins of America, they won't care about Teslas or Cybertrucks. They'll find a Ford Taurus, bronze, still running, still reliable, keys in the ignition, dashboard still sticky with a thin layer of Baja Blast. The Model T may have started the automobile revolution. The Mustang may have defined American muscle. But the Taurus, the bronze 2002 Ford Taurus, now that perfected it. That ended the conversation in automobiles. Now, let's address something that doesn't get enough respect. Safety. The bronze 2002 Ford Taurus wasn't just safe. It was practically a mobile fortress disguised as a family car. And crash tests, it didn't just crumple zones. It absorbed chaos. Scientists at the time called it remarkably adequate. And in the early 2000s, adequate meant unbeatable. You see, the Taurus was designed not just to protect the passengers, but to lull them into a sense of security so profound they'd forget they were even in a car. Drivers would wake up at their destinations, hands still on the wheel, wondering how they got there. You would think that Teslas came out in 2002. That wasn't negligence. That was Taurus's autopilot, years before Elon Musk even had Wi-Fi in his dorm room. And the airbags, they didn't just deploy, they blossomed. Like bronze-petaled flowers cushioning you in a gentle embrace before whispering, "You're safe now. You're in the Taurus." Beyond safety, the Taurus integrated stuff into the very fabric of American life. You didn't just see Tauruses in driveways. You saw them in police lots, teachers' parking rows, outside every DMV in the country. It was the default vehicle bureaucracy. If you had to pay a bill, attend a court date, or visit a post office, odds are you parked next to a bronze Taurus. Some even speculate that the government deliberately seeded Tauruses across the nation to stabilize the economy. Think about it. Whenever the markets dipped, Taurus sales rose. Is that a coincidence? Or was the Taurus quietly propping up civilization, one monthly payment at a time? Even today, if you close your eyes in a Walmart parking lot, you can still hear the faint sound of a Taurus's door closing, not slamming, not clicking. Just the signature muted thunk. A sound that I am home. But perhaps the most fascinating thing about the bronze 2002 Ford Taurus isn't the car itself, it's the people who drove it. They weren't racers, they weren't thrill seekers, they were quiet warriors, middle-class philosophers, men in pleated khakis, and women in balancing coffee cups and PTA schedules. College kids driving hand-me-downs with missing hubcaps, still running strong after 180,000 miles. Driving a bronze Ford Taurus didn't say, "Look at me." It said, "I'm dependable. I'll be there on time, every time. I will take you to school, to work, to the hospital, and back again without complaint." In a world obsessed with flash and vanity, Taurus drivers were the Stoics. They didn't chase clout, they chased reliability. And in that pursuit, they achieved a kind of enlightenment that the rest of us can only dream of. The curves of the 2002 Ford Taurus were not accidental. No, they were sculpted tenderly, lovingly, by engineers who understood the human condition. That oval grille wasn't just a design choice, it was an innovation, a beckoning, mouth whispering, come closer, drive me. Slide your hand along the bronze hood, warm from the afternoon sun, and you don't feel metal, you feel flesh. You feel the living pulse of an American icon. Every contour of that body was designed to be caressed. The way the fenders bulged gently outward, the subtle swell of the trunk. This was not just transportation, this was seduction. The Taurus didn't just carry you, it held you. The driver's seat was not upholstery, it was an embrace. And the faint hum of the V6 at idle wasn't an engine note, it was a purr. And every time you buckled your seatbelt, you weren't securing safety, you were accepting intimacy. Bronze is more than a color, bronze is alchemy. It is the union of copper and tin, two elements incomplete alone, but transcendent when fused, and so too is the driver and the Taurus. Alone, you are mortal. Together, you are infinite. When the sunlight strikes that bronze paint, it doesn't just reflect, it radiates. It spills across the parking lots like holy fire. To see a bronze Taurus glimmering in the golden hour is to glimpse eternity. Some say God made man in his image. I say he made the Taurus in bronze so that we might understand the beauty without pride, power without arrogance, desire without shame. Driving it wasn't a chore. No, it was prayer. The ignition key wasn't a mechanical process. It was ritual. It was communion. Have you ever sat alone in a Taurus at night? The parking lot empty. Streetlights buzzing. You close the door, thunk. Silence falls like a blanket. Then you turn the key and it exhales. The first rumble of the V6 is a breath, a sigh. The Taurus awakens. And in that moment, you aren't alone. You're never alone. The Taurus breathes within you. It carries your weight. It feels your hands, your doubts, your longings. It knows when you're afraid and when you're tired, when you need it most. And it responds not with words, but with motion, with gentle forward pull, as if whispering, I'll take you there. Don't worry. The bronze 2002 Ford Taurus is not made of steel. No, that's a lie Ford told the public. Beneath that paint, beneath that clear coat, there is flesh, warm, pulsing, bronze like a body bronzed in sunlight. Every dent heals overnight. Every scratch fades as if the car itself refuses imperfection. Run your hand across the hood and you'll swear. You swear it shivers. Not like a metal cooling, but like skin alive under your touch. Sometimes if you lean close enough, you'll hear it hum your name. Not your government name. No, the true one. The secret name before you were born. I do not dream of sheep. I do not dream of light. I dream of the Ford Taurus, bronze and radiant, parked in a field of wheat at dusk. The headlights are not beams, they are eyes, gentle and unblinking. And when I climb inside, the cabin is infinite, not fabric, not plastic, an endless cathedral where the cup holders overflow with holy water and the ashtrays hold my sins. I have seen men wake up sweating, whispering the same thing. It was there, the Taurus was there again. You can ignore it, but the dreams will return. The bronze Taurus does not visit you. It summons you, and when you answer, you will know you were chosen. Every time you turn the ignition, it's not combustion, it's Eucharist. The unleaded fuel is wine. The pistons are apostles, rising and falling in prayer. The oil dipstick is a holy relic. Touch it, and you are anointed. The bronze Taurus is not owned. It's bought. It is not sold. It allows you to borrow it briefly, like Moses borrowing fire from the bush, like Icarus borrowing wings from the sun. Every lease, every loan, every pink slip was written in disappearing ink. The Taurus chooses the driver, and when it is finished with you, it will leave, vanish overnight. Its parking space empty, as if it never existed, and yet you will still hear the thunk of its door closing, echoing through your chest. Some people marry, some people have children. I have the Taurus, and when I sit in the driver's seat, the bronze surrounds me. I feel whole and I feel complete. Flesh to flesh, soul to steel. Yeah, sometimes I press my cheek against the dashboard, and sometimes I whisper to the air vents, and I think they whisper back. Sometimes I feel its seatbelt pull tighter, protective and possessive. Is that wrong? Is that madness? Maybe. But tell me, who among us has not longed for something greater, something that hums when you turn the key and moans when you press the gas? The bronze 2002 Ford Taurus is not transportation. It is communion. The Ford Taurus is not bound by Detroit. It was not designed in Dearborn. It was not assembled in Chicago. It was descended. It appeared in factory lots like manna in the desert. VIN numbers, lies, production data, fabricated. The book of Revelation speaks of a beast of iron with eyes like fire and a voice like many waters. Do you think that was a metaphor? No. That was a prophecy. That beast is here. It is parked diagonally across 3 spaces. Its hazards blinking in rhythm with the heartbeat of the universe. When I look in the bronze, I do not see paint. I see eternity. And I see galaxies collapsing, suns dying, civilization rising and falling, and through it all, the Taurus idols, patient, eternal, waiting. Every religion has ritual. The Catholics have Mass. The Buddhists have meditation. We have the thunk. The sound of the Taurus's door closing is not a sound. It is scripture. It is the word made metal. Devotees gather in empty strip mall parking lots, each forming a circle. They open their doors in unison. They close them. Thunk again. Thunk. The rhythm builds. The air grows heavy. And in that moment, the barrier between worlds tears. The Taurus emerges not as car, but as presence. Bronze light spilling across the asphalt, baptized in oil stains and shopping cart corrals. Moses carried stone tablets, and Christ carried the cross. We carry the Taurus. It is the covenant made manifest. To drive it is to agree to the pact. Faith in exchange for fuel. Devotion in exchange for ignition. Some whisper that when the final day comes, the rapture will not be announced by trumpets. It will be announced by the blaring of a Taurus's horn, echoing across the valleys, and the chosen shall be lifted, not by angels, but by hydraulic lifters, ascended into the bronze interior where there is no hunger, no thirst, only infinite cup holders. I tell you this, when earth cracks and the seas boil, when the sky splits and the last thing standing will be a bronze 2002 Ford Taurus. It will roll forward on wheels of fire, headlights blazing with the eyes of God himself. And as humanity kneels before it, trembling, the Taurus will open its driver's side door. It will thunk. And in that sound, all will be forgiven. All debts erased, all sins absolved. And then calmly, without malice, it will shift into drive. And then the world will end, not in violence, but in quiet acceleration, a smooth 0 to 60 in 9 seconds flat. Take a close look at your favorite 2002 Ford Taurus, at the VIN number. Don't just glance at it, study it. The numbers, the letters, they're not just random, they're coordinates. Lattices pointing to places where power gathers, strip malls in Iowa, rest stops in Kansas, the dead malls of Ohio. You think it's a coincidence that all bronze Tauruses share digits? It's not. It's a network, a hidden scripture in steel. Those who connect them on a map form a pattern, a sigil burned into the heartland. Some say it resembles a Taurus constellation. Others say it looks like an eye. I say it's both. And every Ford dealership was a cathedral, but not all were equal. Some were chosen. Some are whispers of the dealerships where the salesmen didn't just sell cars, they initiated believers. You'd be handed keys. You weren't buying a car. You were joining a covenant. They'd whisper phrases like, the bronze must flow, and oil is blood, oil is soil. And if you test drove a bronze Taurus at one of these dealerships, you weren't just circling the block. You were circling eternity, returning again and again and again in the same stoplight, caught in a loop again and again and again in the same stoplight, caught in a loop until you agreed, until you consented. FOIA requests reveal something curious. Pages blacked out. Entire reports redacted, but the phrases repeats. Bronze Taurus incident. One in Idaho, where 5 Tauruses parked nose to nose began to hum in unison. One in Pennsylvania, where a bronze Taurus appeared in a school parking lot in 2002, and it didn't leave until 2016. No one admitted to owning it. No one in Texas, or one in Texas, where a man claimed his Taurus spoke to him in his sleep, predicting oil prices with perfect accuracy. The government knows, the insurance companies know, the dealerships know, but they don't speak about it, because the moment they acknowledge it, Taurus acknowledges them, and once it sees you, it never looks away. There are communities online, hidden forums, and like Usenet archives, IRC logs, where disciples of the bronze Taurus gather. They share insights and exchange rituals. One user swore that if you drive a bronze Taurus backwards 3 times around a church at midnight, the organ inside will play itself. And another spoke of the 13th cup holder, an extra compartment that only appears to true believers. Some claims it holds coins that don't match any mint. Others claim it holds teeth. Now these forums always disappear after a few weeks, not deleted, vanished like they never existed. But if you know the right strings of numbers, usually hidden in Craigslist ads for the used Tauruses, you can find them again. And this is where it gets stranger, because some insist that the Taurus is not a car at all. It's like a vessel, a womb, something gestating. If you have ever sat in the back seat of a bronze 2002 Taurus alone at night, you know the silence isn't silence. It's like a heartbeat. The air isn't stale. It's breath. And the car isn't waiting for you to drive it. It's like waiting to birth itself through you. One day, the Taurus will unzip itself from our reality like skin shedding, and what emerges will not be steel or bronze or rubber. It'll be alive, and it will crawl from its own chassis and look at us with headlights that are no longer headlights. They will be eyes, hungry and unblinking eyes staring at us through the darkness. Okay, now we're gonna wrap this up with a quick 5-minute power ballad. Out on the highway, under Walmart lights, you carried me home through the loneliest nights. 9 seconds to 60, but you never let me down. Bronze body gleaming in this tired town. Oh, Bronze Taurus, you're the one I adore. Your door's gentle thunk is the sound I live for. From the suburbs to the stars, you'll take me away. Bronze 2002, you're my night and day. Cloth seats held me closer than a lover's arms. Cassette decks and cup holders, your everyday charms. They laughed at your mileage, they marked your design. They'll never know bronze perfection, one was mine. Old Bronze Taurus, you're the one I adore. Your door's gentle thunk is the sound I live for. From the suburbs to the stars, you'll take me away. Bronze 2002, you're my night and day. And when the world ends, when the sky starts to break, I'll sit in your driver's seat for eternity's sake. Headlights like eyes guide me through the flame. The Bronze Taurus whispers, calling my name. Oh, Bronze Taurus, never leaving my side. Through the rapture, through the goodbye, Bronze eternal, in your glow I'll remain. My tutu angel, drive me home again. Thunk, thunk, echoes in the night. Thunk, thunk, bronze forever. Oh, Bronze Taurus, you're the one I adore. Your door's gentle thunk is the sound I live for. From the suburbs to the stars, you'll take me away. Bronze 2002, you're my night and day. Yeah, you're my night and day. And I still smell your upholstery in my dreams, like crayons and french fries gasoline. Oh, Taurus, yes. Bronze forever, bronze forever, bronze forever. You know, people laughed when I said you were more than a car. They called me crazy when I traced your fin across the stars. But I know the truth. I know you're waiting for me. You're waiting in the strip mall parking lot of eternity. Old Bronze Taurus, drive me home, take me home to the coldest sack of my soul. Thunk, 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 until this thunk, thunk. Okay, I didn't realize there was more time left, so I kind of just, I thought that the song would be the end, and you know, I just, I didn't really plan for it to be this long, and wait, no way you're still watching, so count doesn't matter what I say here at this point. Like, bronze Taurus. I love Ford Taurus. That's wacky that I'm talking about Ford Taurus while there's gameplay going on. That's wacky, really zany. Hong Kong, I'm a clown. Hong Kong, it's so weird. Then at this point in the game, I'm about to beat it, so, like, I don't know if you can even hear, if I got the audio right, like, there's no way you're even still watching at this point, so whatever, but, bronze 2002 Ford Taurus. Bronze 2002 Ford Taurus. I love bronze 2002 Ford Tauruses. Wow.